Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. We're continuing surviving as a trader, surviving Mars, and today I think we're gonna do a bit of a base expansion. Let's get things started. Alright, so still plenty of things to do here in the series, to be honest. Especially since we moved our original base now to the economy base section, which was a good idea, so we can constantly move things around fairly quickly. In the last episode, we did create this monstrosity of a truck, which doesn't look great whatsoever. So a bit of a building block, pun intended, when it came to making that rover. It was a really bad design and build. Didn't really look great, but it was functional enough to move things from one place to another, which is what really mattered the most anyways. But today I think we need to do some base expansion, and that means a couple of stations that we can possibly use, such as like a power station and everything like that. A power station meaning with batteries and other things, but I feel like we also do need to make a fairly bigger kind of landing pad or helipad section. So let's do that first, because it should be fairly easy to do, because we just need a ton of conveyor pipes and we'll just plop it across from here. Basically, I think we could utilize this piece of it to make a nice section for our helipad like stuff here. And we'll leave it up to there. We can make it lengthy, potentially. Yeah, I think we'll leave it lengthy for now. I do want to make more of these ship designs here. The one with just 2 cargoes and things like that. I think I have that blueprinted, hopefully. And it looks like I have it somewhere. Okay, so the last time I did this, I used the inset light for the build. And I think I'm going to continue to use that, because it looks pretty decent and it adds lights for the top, which is not a bad idea. So lights are going this way. Okay, I'm just going to add a whole bunch of these inset lights. So then we have some lights for our helipad, basically. All right, so that's all set. We have our bit of a lengthy helipad system here, and it depends on deeming when necessary. We could just drill out one of these inset lights and put a connector there, so we could put on the different ships and everything like that. So this is going to be somewhat of our landing spot here for now. We do need to expand that out just a little bit more down the line, but I think what I want to do right on this side, right next to the base, we could do somewhat of a batteries quarter or power, I should say. And it looks like we might have to go with full block so that it looks like it's on the ground, or at least stuck on the ground. And we're just gonna make these platforms because ideally, we're just going to make somewhat of a room-like looking thing. So it's going to go right around here. We can just expand it out just for design purposes if we decide that we need it to be this far back. Okay, so this first station is probably likely going to be power station. So what we're going to do here is add a bunch of batteries, kind of like a server-like room. So we don't need to get it to be that lengthy, but it can get up to there eventually. I'm going to start on lining it with this pillar here, so we can line up a panel right here if we need to. And we can do this maybe with just one panel potentially for now. And we'll just glue on maybe, or try to do 1, 2, 3 for now. I'll try to do 3 for now on each side, because that's the power station. So nothing too crazy really for this build. It's just gonna be some batteries on this side and on this side. I think back here we could put the reactors. That could be a thing as well. Is that the storm I hear that's behind me? That's not gonna be fun. All right, so we're gonna do like 1, 2, and 3 there, and then same for this one, 1, 2, and 3. So at least we have a server room. When we pass by, we'll see how much power is here, and that'll work out. I mean, I could spread out just a tad more instead of making it so thin, but I'm okay with it for now. But keep in mind, once I build it, it's gonna be here, so it's gonna be not easy to move. It's possible, just not easy. So maybe we do expand it out just a tiny bit, so at least we have some room to move around over there. So that might be a better bet for now. Yep, I think we're gonna do that. So we hopefully do have enough parts for 6 batteries, and we're gonna adapt 2 of the batteries that's on the Ugly Rover eventually. I do need to bring over my other ships from the other base. To do that, just put like a landing gear or a magnetic plate, and that'll do. All right, so let's just kind of create this room here. Okay, so we have a room here. What type of door do we want to use? I'm okay with using hatch doors, sliding doors. Any one would work okay. Do we need the spot airtight? Not really. So any type of door should be okay for this build. Okay, we got a door here. It's a door without walls just yet, but we will have those up and running soon. So we're gonna make it brick-like first, and then we'll just design around it eventually. And I'm trying to think of what blocks to use, but let's just plop on the batteries for now if we have all the mats for it. Okay, so just as I thought, we are low on power cells. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And that is because we have no iron. But we can fix that, because we do have way too much steel plates, I believe. But before we do that, we could check with the economy base to see if they sell any iron, so we can just throw it in there. I know it has ingots in there because I didn't buy it. Maybe I should just buy it anyways for the time being, because we do need to get more iron without dismantling parts. So let's see. It hasn't reset yet, so that's the biggest problem. So if I buy all this, I mean, bit of a rip-off, but I guess we're gonna have to. And I didn't put it in the cargo, but in my own inventory, so that's fun. But it's only 8k worth as well, so it's not a significant amount of iron, but it's gonna produce pretty well. Well, it's pretty produced. It's gonna be, I guess, it's still kind of worth it. Okay, so let's just produce all the power cells it needs, and I actually queued up only 100 power cells, so we should queue up a little bit more. I don't want to use this to queue up power cells, do I? I guess we could keep 80 at a time, so that's 1 at a time. So every time I build 1, it's gonna build another, or needing another 80 or so, which is, yeah, I don't even know why I used a door just now, but okay. It's a bit of a point of realization once I opened it, like, what did I just do? But anyways, we're gonna have to wait on the power cells, and We could produce a decent chunk of them. And looks like we are. So we need 6, so about 600 worth of them, basically. Roughly. Or 500. No, 600 sounds more like it. So that's going to slowly produce. It's going to kill and destroy every bit of iron that I have. But it's not, that's not a problem. Okay, with it to be, I don't know if I need this to be, I probably am not going to make this airtight. I probably don't need it airtight. Everything should be airtight, but I might not make this airtight. I don't know yet. So with this one, it's a little tricky because of the way we have this designed with the panels. We could use panels if we want. We have blocks to go upwards. That's also a thing that we can potentially use. Maybe just half blocks for a wall or so. I don't know. I feel like we could just box it up with half blocks for now, and we'll deal with it a little bit later, as long as we just close it out a bit. I think that'll do. It's just the storm is just really annoying. Okay, so with the half block out here like that, I might as well put the offset door a little bit in the inside instead. And I meant by inside, I meant outside. Like so. So that sticks out more than it does for the other piece of it. Yeah, that's fine. And for the platform itself, I can extend it out just to give it more space. And that'll look okay. Door's a little off, so I'm gonna reset that door like this. There we go. That's better. Squared off that way. We could do viewports actually instead of this half block, so that's always a good thing to do as well. Right here. Okay, that's looking good. And for now, it's just a random boxy looking thing, and we'll dismantle some stuff to build around it, but it's gonna be similar to the hangar here. Hangar looking like the base, because I think we're trying to make each station similar in some form or fashion, but not exactly. So there's gonna be a little bit of a difference. And we're probably going to keep a door in the back as our secondary egress, just in case there's a fire. No, I'm just kidding. Just so that if we do want to expand another base behind it, we have the entryway or exit way or whatever it's called. So that's going to be worth having. Okay, perfect. So that's the outer layer. We do need some bulletproof glass-like stuff for our viewports. And I think we grab mostly power cells for now, because that's in our queue right here. Let's get rid of that queue really quick. I kind of want to fill up this whole flooring with just this. That way I don't have to like jump up and down to walk around. I mean, should we really fill up everything with steel plate? It would be a lot of steel plates to do that, but I don't really feel like walking on that either. So it's not a big deal. I mean, it'll leave a little bit of footprints. It's not bad. But actually, if I did put a lot of this here, what we can do eventually is dome up the whole entire thing with glass. Potentially, if we really want to go that route. I highly doubt I want to do that, but it would be a possibility if everything had a ground or a floor. And then that way we can make everything airtight. I mean, that could be a goal down the line, potentially. A ridiculous one, yes, but hey, sometimes we could just dream, right? All right, let's just make this 2 high, as in the number 2, not TOO2. Okay, so we shut this door. So we don't need to use this door anytime soon unless we still start building stuff in the back, or we expand the whole thing. But we have more than enough space for all the batteries and stuff too, so this is not too bad. We do need a roof, so that is something that needs to be done as well. I feel like a few of these sections should just be building out a little bit better. When I say building out better, maybe do some full blocks here. Let's just test how this looks. We could skip 1, 2, 3, 4. So we add one at the tail end just to mimic the same thing. We can do that as well. Then that means we have 1, 2, 3 in separation, which isn't terrible. So with that, that means we could do a half block slope like this if we wanted to, and this slope here, and we just fill it up with the large blocks. No, we probably want to leave it low, so we just do the half block like this. I think that should be okay in terms of a design. Okay, so that's that. We're gonna probably add a window right over here, just so we can see. And we don't necessarily need to add a window pane. Window pane. I think that's what they call it, right? No, just windows. We could add things like a viewport, not a viewport, but these things here, window walls. So that's a possibility as well. So we did a window wall. We could do it kind of throughout, either right here or right here. I think right here would be better, which makes a little bit more sense. And of course we could add our current favorite block. Oh, we can't, but if we had to have one, this would have been nice. Is this inset light here? I think it's okay. If we do a half block here, we have the ability to make and place a light in the inside. It's a waste of space, but it's not that bad. I think I should have flipped it the other way around actually. How's it looking? Yeah, I should have flipped it the other way around. So that is not exactly what I thought it was gonna look like, but that is because, oh, we can't flip it around. Okay, so that's not gonna work as well as I thought. We'll leave it for now, and that's just to get some extra lighting in here from the sun whenever it passes by. We could, as I mentioned, put up the lights here if we need to, but we could also put an offset light on the bottom too if we want, or inset light I should say. Let's just put one right here, and there we go, nice and bright. All right, so let's just get all the power cells that we can get in here and move on from there. All right, so far we got 3. We could probably wait for the rest. We would have to kind of color this thing a bit. Not even sure what we want to do here. What's associated with power? Green? Red? Maybe green, but like maybe a slightly brighter green, or more traditional green, like something like that. That's not too bad. Let's just try that. And we could color the stations out here. And just while I'm thinking about it, yellow is what is associated with power. Or electricity, like the lightning bolt. So let's do that instead. Let's try to get a brighter yellow if we can. Something like that. That should do it. Yeah, let's try that. So I don't want to fail to not color my items a bit, only because every time I've used to do that, I end up not coloring them and just leaving them as is, which is quite the bad idea because it doesn't look that great if you don't color it. So a nice little color scheme here, the gold or yellow. We're going to color the windows too. And potentially we might get rid of these windows, but I don't know yet. So we'll see how that turns out. And there's a block that I miscolored, which is that. Okay, perfect. All right, so from here, we could add some beam blocks. And most definitely one we can use is going to be this slope one here. So we can just add it across the line here. So just designing as we go, basically. As we wait for some power cells. It looks like the most we're getting is about 80 each, because that's what I put in the autocraft, which is probably put a little more, but I don't really need that much. So we'll let it slowly build out, but put in our slopes here just to give that extra design out. And I wonder if we could use a different block. I mean, that works out okay. Can we use this to bring it up more? Not really. It'll just stick up. Okay, not the best design. It could work, but just not for this specifically. Okay, that worked over there. And we should just do the same pretty much all over the rest of these half blocks here. So there we go. The only thing that's unfortunate is that these are half blocks, so we can't build on the half block itself. They get built on the block outside of it. So that's the worst part about that, but it's not crazy. It just sucks a little bit that we can't build around the design with the beam blocks. And we just put a few beam blocks out here like this, and that should be pretty decent. All right, so that's what that power station looks like. Not too bad. The window on top makes it look a little odd. This here looks a little odd because it's not very curved out a bit. I think it's the color or the design that makes it look weird. But it shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, we can't build much out here towards the outside. It just looks a little bit weird. Yeah, it looks a little weird on the outer piece. So we gotta figure something out eventually. But so far so good, I guess. Or maybe we color the whole thing with a slightly different color. So like maybe, I don't know, this is a weldless color skin. Like that. I don't think that looks great, but it's slightly different. It's not as bad. It does change it up a little bit. Maybe we go for the carbon fiber one. I like the carbon fiber look. Ooh, should not have that. That was me holding shift while moving too fast. Okay, got that all fixed up. And it looks okay. I mean, it looks like a station of some sort. Yeah, it's just not rounded out up front here, so that's why it's making it look a little odd. But I mean, it's the same thing as here almost. No, it's not. A little bit different. So we need to do something a little bit different. I think it's the top that makes it look odd. So if we are gonna do something, we're gonna have to do it up there. All right, just added a bit of a horn piece to the top there. It slightly makes a difference. Not too crazy, but I feel like maybe kind of coinciding with that design. This needs to be like a full block, if anything. Okay, so that makes it look slightly better somehow. Which is not terrible. It'll do. All right, we got 4 out of 6 batteries all connected. We should be drawing... Well, we're probably losing power, but it should be drawing more than losing eventually. Well, the turbines not moving really fast because they're not really that high up either. And is there another storm coming, or is it just turning nighttime? The power cells is moving pretty fast. I think it's limited by... Yeah, it's limited by my auto crafting here. Not sure what happened to all my queued up ones that I put. Maybe it got canceled, since I do have them as auto crafting. So it should probably stop when I hit that 80 amount. All right, we're all set. We got our 6 power cells, or 6 batteries. We could put more up there if we need to. Right now we don't, so we'll leave that as is. And I really feel like we should just extend out this floor. Yeah, I really do. And I'm probably going to use panels for the most part. If not panels, then half blocks. But I like the panel look because it does look like individual tiles when you have the plastic skin on. So I'm just plop on a whole bunch of it just to even it out with the current floors that we have. And eventually, if we keep building this way, I think it's going to get a little high, but that's not terrible. Okay, let's just do the cheesy way of building. So tip for you, and I don't know what tip number this is, but another tip here: if you're building a lot of space or area, I should say, the best way to do it is like 2 rows at a time or 3 rows at a time. 2 is easier than the 3 because it's a little closer, but 3 can work, and especially if you're building off the ground. If you're building in space with your jetpacks, 2 is a little bit faster and easier because the jetpack's a lot faster. So what you do here is basically line up your 1, 2, and 3 and try to step right in front of it, and you're gonna just pretty much keep on clicking and move to the right or left, whatever the case is. So sometimes if you're not paying too much attention to it, or you curve a little bit too much to the left or right, you end up making or turning it red, so you can't build anymore. There are other instances, if you're too much to the left, you might skip one over there. So that's why you got to be kind of perfect, but if not perfect, then that's why I say 3 is possible, but 2 works a lot better. So right there, it's just quick 3, quick 3, quick 3, and quick 3, or 2 in this case right now. So that's pretty much how I build quick flooring in my time lapses, if you ever noticed it. And this works out pretty well for the most part. 3 or 2. So that one, 2 worked a little bit better because of where the space is. Actually, no, still works out. So you see here, I'm moving pretty quickly. Yeah. So the floor changes a little bit, so that's why you got to keep up with it a little bit. But this is the fast way of kind of building out your floors. All right, so there you go. Got a nice little flooring action there. Kind of missed this spot. Another way of doing it is pretty much backing up and creating that specific row or column. If that works too. All right, so we just got to weld up everything and we should be good to go. All right, so that's all done. Not too bad. And of course, some of these spots here, we should probably change out to panels as well, so it coincides with that. We could probably change this out to be panels too. eventually. But right now, we should be okay. We'll leave it as is, as this is going to be more than enough platform for us to walk on without any issues. All right, so we got a nice big area to walk on here. We probably want to extend this out too a little bit, but this is actually not too bad. Yeah, so now we don't have to jump around and everything. We can just walk into it. And this station is not too bad as well. It's got a little our batteries section. So this is gonna keep our base up nice and tidy with power, given that the turbines work okay, a little bit better. And that we're not refining stuff. Which that's gonna suck up a lot of our power. But yeah. Let's head back into the economy base really quick. I'm pretty sure things finally refreshed. Yep, looks like it. So let's just start buying a whole bunch of stuff. We don't have iron ores to buy. Interesting. Okay. We have uranium, so we're gonna buy uranium. We're gonna buy... Do we need the silicon? We just buy it, just in case. Oh, of course. Let's just buy the silicon. Nickel, I don't think we really need, but it's still fairly cheap. Iron, I'm just gonna buy the ingots. Probably not worth it, to be honest, but it's good to have for now. All right, so that's that. Now, if we sell everything, we're probably not gonna make out. And yeah, we're a little bit of a deficit here, but we did buy a lot of silicon and nickel ores, so it is what it is. And that should be okay. Right, so we fulfilled a lot of acquisitions, so we're gonna see how much we gotta make. But we also, once we have enough uranium, we'll make a decent chunk as well. I'm hoping to fulfill this one first. I don't think I have that many just yet. Nope, we don't have that many just yet. All right, so we now have 24 million. All right, so we gained 4 million from acquisitions, regardless if they were worth it or not worth it in terms of conversion rates. But as long as we have more funds, I'm okay with that. All right, so let's see. What else do we need to do here? We got a nice little base here. We could airtight it if we need to. And we can extend out this pad a lot more, to be honest. We don't need all this space, actually. So we could back it out more. Actually, I don't think I needed all these panels here, to be honest. Let's see if we... how many spacing do we have here? We have 3. So if we do another 3, this is going to be even number, so that's not going to be fun. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That might do. And then that will equal to 9, an odd number. Okay, there we go. And we could definitely deal with the plumbing later down the line. Right, so that's all set. That took a little longer than expected, but not too bad. A little bit of extra welding here and there, but yeah. Other than that, we do need to pipe up the bottom to connect it if we do want to have a connector there. Right now, we can leave it as is, and this is not looking too bad. If we go out a little bit, base is not too it's doing pretty well. So this power station, we gotta figure something else out for that. But the little pad here is okay. We do need to put some ramps and things like that down here eventually, so then we gotta be careful with that. So then we can come down from it without any issues and come up with it from it without any issues while we're walking. I mean, just stairs or ramps or something like that would be nice. A nice little corner ramp style would be cool too. I think we could design something out. Kind of like that, but I do want it to be a little bit further out. So something like this. And then we just need that middle block. I think it's going to be these things here. It should be a decent corner block that fits this. Ah, right here. So we got this block, which is that light armor sloped corner block. And then we do the same over here with another corner block, I believe. Right there, is it? All right, that seems to be it. Well, this is actually a little bit odd. Not exactly what I was going for. Is that too much of a slope? That's not the one I want. This one is what I'm looking for. Light armor square slope corner base. Mouthful. And then this one here is the corner tips. So this is what we were looking for. And this would give it a nice little kind of corner slope step piece here, which is not bad at all. I mean, it looks pretty decent. An extra coloring would do. Let's just say that's the color we're gonna use. But that's a nice little corner spot where we can go up and down on here. So nice and smooth. So we could do a regular ramping throughout the rest here, and we'll keep that on the corner to look like that. So it looks pretty decent. All right, so I definitely do like having inset lights as a helipad type of thing. Cause look at that. Very bright when it comes to seeing that. Okay, so we gotta do something about this corner piece here, but not today. All right, so we got a nice little ramp thing going on for our helipad station. Yeah, that's actually looking not too bad. It was elevated slightly, but we got that situated. I feel like we could move all this eventually down the line too, so that we don't have to worry too much about it. And for now, I believe, and I hope we have enough for a medical room, so we can plop one down here somewhere. I think I want to put it just over here, right over here for now, so we can charge ourselves pretty quick. Actually, it's gonna be this way, or do we want to just throw it right there? Let's just throw it on here. And I think we have the medical components. I believe I queued up 15 before, and it looks like we do. We have exactly 15, so we do have a medical room active. But oof, I forgot. Actually, it's not going to work here. Not airtight, so we do need to get that situated, unfortunately. All right, so let's just do this then. We're gonna put a bed inside. I know we don't have any. We went automatic, and then now we are back at not being automated. So that's a problem here. And we lost a view here. So we're going to put a view on this side. And a view meaning a bed for the view. We can put it as close as here. Do that. So we can look right over there. And how's this room still not pressurized? It is pressurized. It's just not enough. That's the problem. The medical room, which we will have to put it here because of pressurization issues. We do need to find a nice piping spot for it as well. We could throw it in the corner. Yeah, we definitely could throw it in the corner. We should probably have thrown it in the corner over there, but let's throw it over here for now. So this corner, I just lost a lot of oxygen, but this corner should be our pipe system. Right, so the top should be airtight once again. And before we do anything else, I feel like we should just get an O2H2 generator inside for now and not have it piped to anything but air for oxygen. But we do need to turn it on and off because I don't want it to kill all the ice. But then again, this whole base is not connected to anything. So we should be okay to throw an O2H2 gen here. So let's just throw it here for now. And we'll put a little bit of ice in there so we can get the oxygen going there. And ice, we don't have too much of, but a decent amount of. So let's just get 2K worth of ice for this project. In terms of getting O2 in this system. We're getting airtight or pressurized in this base. Let's just throw that in there. And it should fill up that tank. We're not connected to anything else right this moment, so we should be okay in terms of losing some of this oxygen. Really wish we had that situated. Okay, so this is not too bad. Oh, now we gotta run back out because we didn't get the mats for the interior plate. Okay, so we gotta do some kind of manual intervention here really quickly as well. So basically, ooh, that's right, we can't do anything in terms of a button because everything in here is cramped. All right, so just literally manually press the button to depressurize so we don't lose the air and everything like that. All right, so it looks like we gotta do this a couple of times, but we're just gonna have to do this really manual way of getting set up here. Okay, throw a medical room right here. We still got to go back out for the medical components. But this is going to be perfect for our power situation and everything like that. Yes, I do wish there was a button here. But we're not. Once we automate this, we're not going to need the button. So, not a big deal. All right, we just need the medical component. And that should be set. We definitely should get this airlock going because I don't want to keep having to do this at the moment. It's a bit ridiculous, obviously, but now we are set here. So we get our oxygen, power, and health. We could also eat our lovely tofu soup, and we can jump right into bed, which is exactly what we're gonna do. But before we go, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick little expansion with the hangar or helipad, extending the base floor and the power station. Power station needs a little bit more work. If we can find a way to make it look like a thunderbolt, that probably look a little bit better. And we definitely need to work on this, our airlock system, because manual intervention right now, doable, but not fun. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, I'll see you guys next time.